The Saudi shows bring in the big money, but they don't seem to bring in the big ratings, with SmackDown doing its lowest demo of the year, and now we are going to break it down with the quarter by quarter hours. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is time to dive deep here into the SmackDown rating this week for the Saudi show. Now, it is worth noting that the Saudi show was taped and the overall rating was 2.147 million, which really isn't that bad. Yeah, it's a little bit down on the previous week, but it's actually a little bit up on the show from 2 weeks ago. And when you consider that this happened live in Saudi Arabia, but it was therefore essentially a taped edition by the time it aired in the States, the results were already available. People would have already knew the outcomes if they were on social media. Normally, a tape show will affect the ratings in a negative way. So yeah, 2.147 million really isn't that bad. But we're going to break it down now. We're going to look at the quarter by quarter hours to see who did well and who did not so well. So, quarter one, we have 8 o'clock to 8:15. Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. Started with 2.092 million. So, just above the 2 million territory. Then we go into quarter two. We get an increase of 6%. It was Jax versus Belair. Then a Nia Jax live promo. Austin Theory, Grayson Waller backstage. We then got Belair, Jade Cargill, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell backstage. And then we got Theory, Waller, and Carmelo Hayes cutting a live promo. Like I said, this went up 6%. And it went to 2.224 million overall. Now, the beginning of the show, the first quarter in terms of demo, did 662,000, but quarter two did 767,000, and the change in terms of percentage from quarter one to quarter two in the demo was 16%. So we know that it was the lowest demo of the year. Where people doing something was obviously the demo were doing something else between 8 o'clock and 8:15. Now, there was an NBA game on that got like 6.2 million viewers. Maybe people were more interested in that. Possibly. I mean, who knows? That could make up the reason why the demo was so low, because that's a massive increase, 16% just tuning in after quarter two. So, yeah, pretty strange. Quarter three, 8:30 to 8:45. We've got Theory, Waller, Hayes, LA Knight, Street Profits, Live Angle. Knight, Street Profits versus Theory, Waller, and Hayes. This went down 4% to 2.124 million. And yeah, we see a bit of a decline here. We also see a decline in quarter four. Another 1% lost. It was Knight and Street Profits versus Theory, Waller, and Hayes continued. We then got Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton backstage angle, with Rhodes and Logan Paul beginning their live promo. This went down 1% to 2.096 million. But quarter five went up, as it should, as it normally does. Quarter five had the highest viewership and also had the highest demo of the show. And it was the Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul live promo, then an Orton backstage promo, then with Jax, Bayley, then you had Street Profits in there, DIY. This went up 7% in the viewership to 2.238 million, and it went up 3% in the demo to 778,000. Now, give SmackDown credit. They always do well here. Now, you could argue maybe it's because it's a 2-hour show and they just find it easier to book a 2-hour show. But they always put Cody Rhodes. They always put their world champion or the Bloodline. They always put the draw, or at least it feels like the person that is going to draw, they normally put in quarter five, which is probably the best quarter. When you're talking about SmackDown, the three most important quarters are quarter one, quarter five, and quarter eight. Obviously, quarter one starts the show. That's the beginning. You want to start strong. Quarter eight ends the show. That's the ending. You want to end strong. And then you've got quarter five. It's the beginning of the new hour. That's when most shows finish at 9 o'clock. You've got all these brand new shows beginning. People are channel surfing. People are channel changing. And that's an opportunity to get people to come and watch your show. So you want to have your best guys in that quarter five slot, along with the quarter one and quarter eight. And fair play to SmackDown. They do that. They always tend to put the champion. They always put Cody Rhodes in there, or the Bloodline in there, or somebody that you would expect to be able to like draw in viewers or at least hold viewers. So SmackDown do a lot better job of that than Raw. You look at Raw, and Raw is basically random. They just throw anybody into that important quarter 5 slot. Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30, Bayley versus Chelsea Green. Post-match with Piper Niven. We then got AJ Styles and Nick Aldis backstage. AJ was begging for another match at the title. We then got an Andrade video and then a Legado del Fantasma backstage angle. This lost 9%. Really not surprised. Down to 2.030 million. I mean, Andrade, Legado del Fantasma, not interested. Bayley as well, not interested. I noticed out of the YouTube clips that SmackDown uploaded, the 2 lowest clips out of the top 8 were Bayley clips. So, there you go. I mean, is Bayley drawn? Is Bayley an exciting champion? No. Are Chelsea Green and Piper Niven the people you want to be putting Bayley in with? Probably not. Nobody cares about them. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45, we got a Solo Sikoa recap, Paul Heyman recap, then a Tama Tonga backstage angle, and this got 2.155 million. It went up 6%. So again, you put the Bloodline on screen and it goes up. You put Paul Heyman on screen and it goes up. Even though it's a shit version of the Bloodline, people are still invested in the Bloodline name, the Bloodline faction. But they need to get Roman Reigns back, and they need to do it ASAP. And then we move into the main event, quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 PM. It was Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga, and we got the post-match with Solo Sikoa, Kevin Owens. This went up another 3%. SmackDown ended quarter 8 with 2.22 million, and that was higher than their overall viewership of 2.147 million. So there you go. I mean, it was an average SmackDown. I can't say I'm surprised. You look at what did well in the numbers. It was that quarter 5 segment with Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul, and of course quarter 7 and quarter 8 where you had the Bloodline and Randy Orton. So yeah, no surprise there. Quarter 2 also did well with Jackson Belair and everybody else that was involved in that quarter. However, that seems to be because initially quarter 1 started really low. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to imagine that maybe the basketball game overlapped into the first quarter, and that explains why in quarter 2 we had so many fans coming over to watch the show, because there was nothing in the quarter 2 segment that screams out to me must watch, but for some reason the viewership went up 6%. Demo went up 16%. Big increase there. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts down below, and until next time, peace.